Good evening, everyone. My name is Lori Severson, and I'm president of the Edina Chamber of Commerce and Explore Edina. Welcome to Taste of Edina. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. This is our annual chef's competition. So for those of you who don't know, Edina is the place to be for food. I don't care what you're looking for, we've got it here in Edina. So we're going to show off some of our chefs today for the competition. It will go until maybe about 7 o'clock, so grab some wine, some food, sit down, relax as we walk you through the chef's competition. We're pleased and excited to have Tim McNiff with us again this year as Master of Ceremonies and MC for the chef's competition. Thank you, Tim, for being here. Let me give you a little thanks. Tim is just part of the Chamber family. He's been absolutely a delight to work with. We welcome you for any of our activities. We're going to give you a complimentary membership, Tim, so you can come back anytime.
I will take it. This thing was hardly over last year, and I went to Lori and I said,
can I come back?
Can I come back next year?
And we said yes, yeah. Yes.
Last year was my first time attending this particular event. How many of you are first-timers tonight? Show of hands.
Ooh. Okay,
you have picked the right night and the right place.
Yes, exactly. So let me, if you don't mind, Tim, I'm just going to give them a little bit of the technical background on yourself personally here. Tim actually began his career at Care 11 Sports as an intern in 1986, but was hired officially in 1993 as a sports producer. He went to high school in White Bear Lake. Hey, that's where I'm from, Tim, so go White Bear Lake. And began college at the University of Minnesota in Duluth. Before transferring over to the University of Minnesota, Tim left Care 11 in 2014 for a position in the marketing field, but returned in May of 2017 to co-anchor Care 11 Sunrise. Yeah, we're all excited about that. He's an Emmy-winning reporter, if you don't already know that or you haven't been able to guess. He's also been honored in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Texas. Boy, you get around, Tim.
A little bit.
For your sports reporting. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Tim McNiff.
Thank you so much, Lori.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for being here.
This is a great event. If you're familiar with the television show Chopped, this is a little bit like that. We have 3 distinguished chefs and their staff, their crack staff from 3 wonderful restaurants in town. We're going to identify the chefs and talk about their restaurants a little bit. We also have a panel I'm standing in front of 3 wonderful and distinguished judges I'm going to be introducing you to. But to get the competition started, I just want to kind of let you know what's going to be happening up here in front of you. The chefs are going to create, for the judges, an appetizer and a main dish. Now, to do that, they had to have some common ingredients. And they're sort of the mystery ingredients like you've seen on the show. Now, I'm going to ask Wayne Kostrowski, because he knows a lot more about this than I do, to give me a hand with this. Wayne, what is our first mystery ingredient?
I'll let the chef tell you this one. It's tamarind. All right, so it's a seed.
It's what?
Tamarind. It's a little pod. It's got seeds in there. It's got a deep, earthy flavor, nice, rich tones. So we're going to play around with that a couple of different ways today.
Where would we typically find tamarind? What kind of cooking?
Asian cuisine style. That's usually where I buy mine. Small Asian markets in Minneapolis.
So this is not coming as a shock to you, tamarind. You're not like, oh, no.
No, not at all. This is right within our wheelhouse.
Okay. So tamarind was one that I was not familiar with. The second secret ingredient tonight, this one I got. I don't need your help for this one, Wayne. Coconut. Coconut. So all of our chefs, I have them thrown at me, Wayne.
Texas?
I've had to duck them from time to time. Yeah. So they're going to be incorporating those ingredients into their dishes. We'll tell you what they're doing as it goes along. Are you guys ready to do what you do? Ready to begin? All right, let's begin the competition. I wish you all the best of luck. And they've got, how much time for the first dish? 30 minutes for the appetizer. So they are going to start right now, 30 minutes. We'll give you some shots of what they're doing. And I'm going to make my way down and introduce you to them. I'm going to ask them questions from time to time. If they're too busy, they're just going to tell me this is not a good time, and I'll move on. Okay. our first chef, and this is his first time doing this competition, so if you give him a hand, this is Nathan Solberg from McCormick and Schmick's. Now you're just getting started. What are you going to prepare for us?
First dish is a poached pear salad. So it'll be pear poached in spiced coconut milk with an herb salad.
Sounds wonderful. All right. Let me tell you a little bit about these people as we get going here tonight. All of these local restaurants, of course. And interesting story about one of our chefs who's coming back. Nathan actually grew up in Prescott, Wisconsin. His passions, music and the arts, learned how to cook from his uncles when he was a teen, developed a love for food and cooking, went on to college to study classical guitar while always working in the kitchen on the side. At some point, obviously, that became his main endeavor. And we're wonderful to have you with us tonight. And obviously, McCormick and Schmick's, very much highly regarded. Now, you already heard him talk earlier. This is Alex Armour from Lela. Alex, what are you working on tonight?
First course, we're going to do diver scallops, pan-seared, with a little salad of, let's see, Thai basil, frisee, a little preserved lemon and mint. We're going to turn the tamarind into a gel using xanthan gum, and we're going to garnish that with a little bit of toasted hazelnuts and micro basil.
Sounds wonderful. I'll get out of your way and let you do what you need to do. Let me tell you a little bit about Alex. Started up by graduating from Le Cordon Bleu, quickly moved into sous chef role at Joe's Garage and Nick and Eddie's in Loring Park. Later worked for Parasol as a sous chef. Alex eventually moved on to Victory 44 as a sous chef, where he became the chef de cuisine. Then he branched out into the suburbs of Minneapolis, where he worked at Cove. So Alex has been around. He knows his way around the kitchen, and we're happy to have him there. Now, the young lady working in the middle, this is a bit of a story. I met her last year at this competition. Her name is Abby Randall, and Abby is from the Tomato Vine. Now, Abby was here last year in her first competition the night before she was going to get married. What? Who does that? And not only was she here and working, but the night before she was supposed to get married, she won. So she is our defending champion. So this is what the guys have to do tonight. They got to take down the champ. Abby found her passion for cooking in her mother's farm-to-table restaurant, Rebecca's, as a teen. She now has over 16 years of professional cooking experience, from a corporate sous chef to fine dining to catering manager. In 2009, Abby graduated from the advanced program at the Culinary Institute of America in New York with a Pro Chef Level 1 certification and an amazing career experience, and she has never looked back. All right, champ. Okay, so the marriage obviously worked. Your husband is here.
He's here, yep. He's at the booth and been a support. It's been awesome. It's been a great year.
You've got a booth in the back of the room.
It's actually in the middle. It's hard for me to point from here, but...
Okay, well, she said, I can see my husband, but you wouldn't know him. I said, no, I don't. Okay, so what are you working on, Abby?
Well, today I'm going to make it's a shrimp mousse that I'm going to stabilize with whipped coconut fat. And that's going to go on a crostini with some tamarind pickles. And that's the first course. I'll tell you about the next one later.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to get out of your way and let you do your thing. All right, big hand for all of our chefs. As I said, we have a distinguished panel of judges tonight. And this guy here, Wayne Kostrowski, you can find him out at the State Fair every year. And this is a guy, you don't have to do that. You absolutely must love being out at the fair, because every time I go out there and look at your booth, there you are, and you are working.
Well, you know, the Minnesota State Fair, they call it the Great Get-Together, Minnesota Get-Together, and actually there I see more people in 12 days than I probably would have in my restaurants in an entire year. And they go, sometimes scary-wise, they go way back to when I was a kid, and they go, remember when? And I'll go, no, you move on. But, yeah, we do have Tejas Express out there. It'll be our 19th year out there this year. So I started out there when I was 12. Well, it was a little later than that, but 19 years we've been out at the State Fair. We're gonna be out there again this year.
Wayne also has another connection you should be aware of. He started an event called Taste of the NFL. And it's something that has gone through the National Football League, has become integral, and I would say is a big reason why we're getting Super Bowl 52. How proud are you of that event you started and the relationship that you forged with the National Football League.
Well, the pride is really about Minnesota. We, back in 1992, Minnesota was awarded the Super Bowl, first time ever, and we had to do something, a lot of things to keep people warm and have them come to Minnesota then. And so I was on the host committee, and we came up with some different ideas, but I knew chefs around the country through the restaurants, Goodfellas and Tejas, and so I called up different chefs to come on out to Minnesota, especially the ones in the South. I was a little more, I had to be a little more convincing. Come to Minnesota in January. It'll likely be 0 or below. You can warm up in your walk-in freezer if you'd like. And we're going to do this great event. And the players and the chefs, Scott Studwell and Bob Lertzman got the players. I got the chefs, Bobby Flay, Tom Colicchio, Rick Bayless, all the who's who. And now for 26 years, Minnesota, you've got to listen to this. In 26 years, because you supported this in 1992, and we've grown it and happened every single year, we have given away $25 million and created 200 million new meals, and it all started here in Minnesota. So this year, it's Tasty NFL comes home the night before Super Bowl. So look for some special events during the year as well, but it's a very proud thing for Minnesotans to realize that's what we've done.
We're very proud of you. You created something with a Minnesota stamp on it. You said $25 million raised. Hats off, my friend.
Well,
well
thank you.
done.
Thanks.
Well done. All right, to his immediate left, Antonio Ciccone. Antonio, I hope you brought a cookbook for us.
Right here.
You got it?
This is one of my Bibles right here. And very often people wonder why it says Betty Crocker there. And I'm the man behind Betty Crocker.
This is the man behind Betty Crocker right here, so you know what you're talking about a little bit. How much do you look forward to this event every year?
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
How much do you look forward to being a judge at this event every year?
I'm very honored that they call me, but I must be doing something right because they call me back every year.
Yeah, that's right. You know something about it, that is for sure. Can people still find the cookbook?
Yes, you can get it through Amazon or most bookstores in the
Right.
U.S.
All right, Antonio, thank you very much for giving up your night and being here with us again. And last but certainly not least, Dennis Monroe, co-founder and chairman of Monroe Moxnessburg, PA, pioneer in corporate financing and a broad network of finance contacts and clients and a long history of involvement in the restaurant and hospitality business. Okay, do you have the chef chops that these guys bring to the table here?
Well, I try to focus on the business side. These guys are the creative. They know how to do food. I know how to raise money to do restaurants. And so I'm really interested what the food cost on these scallops are. Are these guys going to be able to make money? You know, so many restaurants don't make it. I'm here to tell them how to do the financing. So I do a monthly column, and I don't review the food. I review if the restaurant has good food costs, return on investment. They're really the key things to the restaurant industry. So I've been accused of being able to finance a cabbage patch, but I love restaurants. I love to invest in them. I love to be involved with them, and it's been a passion, even though I'm a poor old tax lawyer.
Well, and I know how to eat. That's my connection to this whole thing. So you come down here any Wednesday through Sunday in Edina, and there's a line outside of like almost every restaurant here in town. And I know restaurants are turning over like never before in the Twin Cities. So if anyone's out there and is thinking to themselves they'd like to get into this business or start it up, what's one or two tips you might give them as far as the business side of owning a restaurant?
Well, the first thing you have to do is raise a lot of money. Like they say, how did you lose $1 million? You invested in a restaurant. So you need to raise $2 million. No, in all seriousness, what you really need to do is first off find people that know the business of restaurant, just not the food. Secondly, is you need to keep your capital investment down. If you start building a Taj Mahal, you can't get a return on investment. Third, you've got to keep your costs down. You have to have good food costs, good labor costs, which is very, very difficult in today's world. And the other thing you have to do is in Minnesota, you have to price it Minnesota. If you try to be too fancy or go too upscale, you just don't make it. Minnesotans like a certain price range. They like a certain kind of food. And if you stray from that, you're probably not going to make it.
Excellent. Nice to have you. All right, big hand for our panel of judges here tonight. We'll be hearing from them when they get a chance to actually sample the dishes. And talking about sampling, we're going to be bringing people up here throughout the night who are out and about throughout the premises who've brought their food here, who've brought their desserts, their wines. Going to try to talk about them, not only where you can find them tonight, but where you can find them throughout the year. It's a wonderful community. It's a great restaurant atmosphere, and what a wonderful event. So let's find out where we are in process. We're going to check in with Alex. All right, how are things coming?
Good. I got all the long-term projects started. We're ready to plate here pretty soon.
What was the long-term project?
We got to get the dashi made for the second course, and also the tamarind marinade for the flank steak as well.
So you're already working on the main dish while you're working on the
Of course, all at the same time.
multitasking.
Of course. Got to in a kitchen.
Who's working with you here tonight? Who's your partner?
Tim Campbell. He's the supervisor over at Lela. We've worked together a couple times. He was with Stuart and I at Heidi's Minneapolis. So we've known each other for a while.
And if we're coming into Lela, what's one thing you might recommend for us? What's the specialty?
The hamachi is definitely my favorite. We flash cooked the hamachi in like a thyme marinade. It's served with, well, I don't know, 15 different components. It's my favorite dish on the menu.
Good to know. Now you got the inside dish on what to get when you go to Lela from one of the chefs there, something that he looks forward to each and every time. Ready? Yep. All right, at this time, I'm going to have a few friends come up from U.S. Bank. Going to talk a little bit about their connection to the event tonight and some things that they have going on. All right, we've got Dawn Beatty and Sean
Wenham.
Wenham joining us from U.S. Bank. Let's first of all talk about, you've got the only bank and credit card processor that can offer the Encore program. What exactly is the Encore program?
So the Encore program works with our Flex Perks card. If you're a business owner and have the business Flex Perks card and a personal card or just the business card, actually you can connect that with our merchant card or credit card processing merchant services that you can earn rewards on your Flex Perks card for your customers paying you through our processing.
And the advantage to that for the customer is?
The advantage to the customer is they're going to have easy, smooth. We have great technology. We have the chip technology, so it's really easy for their customers, but you're also getting rewarded as a business owner.
Perfect. All right. And Sean, U.S. Bank just entered the market with a new premium credit card, wooing customers that live life on the go. Everybody's on the go these days.
Yeah, so we figured that it was important for us to enter the market for premium credit cards as well. So we launched our U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve Visa card, and we just introduced it on May 1st, and we have some very special benefits, and it's a very fancy card. It comes in this wonderful package, and it's actually a metal card, so it's kind of cool. Check that out, Tim.
Okay, yes, it is. It's metal. It's thicker than most and heavier than most cards that I've had before. So is it sort of just an image thing, or is there practicality to the metal in the card?
No, it's well, yes, it's probably, there's some security elements to that, but it's designed for the more distinguished card holder to compete with those other premium cards as well.
Well, thank you guys very much for being here tonight. Thanks for being a part of the community and making this event what it is. U.S. Bank, everybody. Very nicely done. Thank you very much. All right. Do we have, I wondered last year if we had a clock that kind of counted down. Do we know where they are in terms of time as far as the preparation? 16 minutes left. They're about the midway point in their preparation for the appetizer. All right. Did you guys check out the pizza here tonight? The pizza slices are given out. Wow. Very nice addition to this year's event. Gonna make my way down. Nathan's got something bubbling away over here. A couple things, actually. I'll sneak behind. Any surprises so far, champ?
No, not really.
Everything's going according to plan. Are you also multitasking? Are you working ahead on the main while you're doing the appetizer, or still focused on the app?
Still focused on the app. We pretty much have everything planned out, and yeah, we've got our rhythm, so
Plan your work, work your plan?
yeah.
Perfect. Okay, very nice. Nathan, how you doing?
Amazing.
Amazing. All right, what do you have happening here? We got something bubbling away.
Yeah, so these are the pears. It's poaching in spiced coconut milk. We got star anise, coriander, cumin, a little turmeric for color, some brown sugar for a little sweetness.
Beautiful color.
Yes. Thank you.
How important is the appearance to the dish?
You eat with your eyes. You eat with your eyes.
Eat with your eyes. Perfect. All right. Let's keep doing what you're doing. Your partner's working away back there. Who's your partner working with you here?
That is my executive chef here at McCormick & Schmick's.
Nice job. All right. Good luck with you guys. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, the pizza. I was just talking about the pizza. Ask and thou shalt receive. Hi, and you are?
Sue Sadler with Giordano's.
Giordano's. You guys are cutting away those big slices of deep dish pizza.
And these are actually small slices. We made them smaller for tonight.
So what people are getting here, and everybody's so thrilled, that's not, they're going to get more when they come to Giordano's.
That's correct. That is correct.
Let's talk about Giordano's. How long have you guys been around?
Since 1974, and it's based in Chicago, originated in Chicago with a recipe from two brothers, their grandmother in Italy. And these were considered pies over in Italy in a village. So they brought the recipe, migrated in Chicago, and has transpired ever since. We have about 60 locations nationwide. We just opened up in Vegas and Arrowhead and Phoenix. Obviously, we just opened up Richfield October 18th. We're happy to be here in the Richfield and Edina area, and then we have one location uptown.
So how has it been received in the Richfield, Edina area?
Really well, especially people from Chicago. They're happy we're here. Everything is made from scratch, and all the ingredients are fresh. We make our own dough. We have a commissary in Chicago where we process everything ourselves.
And I haven't been to the restaurant yet, so is everything pizza, or do you have a diverse offering?
We have full Italian pastas. We make our lasagna in-house. We got different Italian sandwiches. Got flat, the thin crust pizzas. We got the extra thin pizzas. We also have been serving our house wine, which is made by Rutherford Vineyards in Napa Valley.
So as far as the
And a full bar. We have a full bar as well.
well, you better got that in there. Yeah, and we have a full bar.
And a full bar.
Where do we find you in this facility tonight? Where are you guys located if they haven't found the pizza?
Actually, right over there.
Oh, getting the big wave. You're right here in front of me. And where are you located in the community?
Actually, in the old Baker Square restaurant on 66 and Xerxes or York, right over by Pier 1 Imports and right over there.
Is this your first time at this event?
Yes.
What do you think?
Love it. Fun.
Fabulous, isn't it?
It's great.
Welcome to Taste of Edina. Welcome to the community. Thank you so much. My mother, if I talk with food in my mouth, I'll get in trouble. Thank you so much. Does anybody want to try the pizza and has not tried the pizza yet? Here we go. All right. I deliver. Where's my tip? Yeah. Try that out and let me know what you think. All right, our next guest, Barnes & Noble.
Noble Kitchen.
And you are?
My name is Marvin Wells.
Marvin?
Yes.
Man, it's snappy. I'll tell you that much.
I knew I was going to be meeting you.
No, I feel like I should have worn the tie. You've got a very attractive looking dish in your hand. What have you got?
We've got a house-made hummus. It's topped with a little za'atar seasoning, toasted lavash, heirloom cauliflower, and carrots, steamed.
Tell us about the restaurant, or the menu at the restaurant.
The menu is very eclectic. It's got, we have a great burger, which was reviewed and loved. We also have fresh salmon. We're doing great salads. We have a kale salad. We have a chopped vegetable salad. Some great desserts. So it's a full-service kitchen. The restaurant's amazing. Right in the bookstore. Books, wine, beer, all together.
Is that the only one that's got a restaurant inside of it?
There were 3 that were open, one in New York, here in Edina, and then in California.
Wow, so it's kind of a novelty.
It is. But we want to make sure that people in Edina get a chance to have something really cool.
Where else would you put it, right?
Exactly.
How has the restaurant been received?
It's been well received. We would like more people to come in and try us. So please come on downstairs, lower level of the Galleria, Barnes & Noble Kitchen.
Have you guys been part of this event before?
No, first year. We just opened in late November, so we're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And so people just need to stop by. They just don't know you're there yet, right?
No, just walk in. We got great hospitality, great food, great service. You'll have a great time.
And you can get a book too and maybe learn something.
And the book you can get too.
The book too. Where else can you get that? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for stopping by.
Have a great evening.
Yeah, you too. Enjoy yourself. Okay, one more. Okay. All right, we have Coconut Thai joining us right now, and you are?
Benny,
Nice to meet you. What have you got for us tonight?
we have Thai fried rice, we have chicken satay, and pineapple curry with chicken.
Very nice. Is that the only dish you've got here, or you got a diverse offering here at the Taste of Edina, or is this the main dish?
It's the main dish.
But full menu and people go to the restaurant,
Yes.
what would you say is your specialty?
I would say the pad Thai is really popular there.
I love pad Thai.
Yeah, we make good pad Thai over there.
Have you been to this particular event before?
Yes, this is our second year.
Okay, so like me, last year was your first year, and did you leave here last year saying, man, I can't wait to go back?
Yes.
So people have been receiving you and the restaurant very well?
Yes. They came back and then they said, oh, we saw you over there.
So you saw an uptick in business from being here last year. People saw you and came and checked you out. Where do people find you tonight? Where are you in the building?
We are in the back, like right on your left in the back.
And the restaurant is located where?
It's on 50th and France, right behind Amigo and Sons.
Perfect. All right, thank you very much. Thanks for bringing us up tonight. Enjoy yourself tonight. All right, let's get a check on the time. 9 minutes. We're inside of 10 minutes. Alex is working up a sweat. Searing off scallops.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about that. What's the process?
The scallop, you want to get a nice ripping hot pan, and you only want to cook them from one side. So as soon as they hit the pan, you turn the flame down to about medium, get a nice caramelized crust on the bottom, hit it with a little thyme, garlic, just baste it with whole butter.
Okay, but don't try this at home. Just go to the restaurant.
No, that's fine. You can try it at home. I do it every night.
Not me. Yeah, you've got the training, not me. Here we go. Scallops in the pan. This, folks, is why we're here. Chris, our photographer, getting a great close shot of that. It's just gotten real. Be careful of the open flame here, too. I just don't want you to get in trouble. All right. Oh, I was going to ask the pizza guy how the pizza went over, and he's gone. He took the pizza and ran. I don't blame him. Okay, getting the thumbs up. He apparently gave a review to somebody. It's good. Abby, are you starting to plate? Oh, you're almost done?
Yes, we just kind of snuck it in there. Yeah, we wanted to get it out of the way.
Describe to people what they're seeing right now.
Sure. So this is a shrimp mousse that's made with coconut fat. We made some tamarind pickles. We did some watercress with tamarind vinaigrette on it. And then we also incorporated the tamarind into a whole grain mustard for the garnish and some toasted coconut on top.
Now, is this maybe not exactly because of the ingredients that are involved, but the type of fare that people would find at the restaurant?
Kind of, yeah. We do a lot of specials, so whatever's in season, whatever I feel like making.
So the menu is always changing depending upon the season and the vegetables and the different resources that are available?
Yes, yep. We do have our typical catering and cafe menu, but then we have specials.
And that's how I came across you, knew you were kind of a traveling chef at the time. So the restaurant, that's kind of a new venture?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we opened up in January of 2016, and it's been a cafe, so we're only open during the week for lunch. But we do a lot of corporate catering now and shifted gears just a little bit from when I first met you.
And so far, so good?
Pretty good, yeah.
People got to come out and check you out, don't they?
Definitely.
Just for lunch.
Just for lunch.
All right, I'll let you get back to your work. Nathan also plating. That looks suspiciously like kale.
It is not. It's arugula, actually.
It's arugula. Well, that shows you what I know about food. Same thing, same but different. Okay. And your sous chef working out. What exactly is he doing back here?
He's peeling some kohlrabi for the next dish up. So it's like a cabbage. It's a radish cabbage. I don't know. I love it. It kind of does whatever you need to do with it. So.
And its addition to the dish will do what?
This would be for the next one, just preparing
for the main.
Yes. Yes.
All right. I'm still multitasking back there, working feverishly. Yeah, again, things that are beyond me. Pardon? I'll ask. Okay, gentlemen, are you guys ready? I think we have our first dish ready to make its way over. Champ, you want to present? All right, we got our first dish coming up to our panel of esteemed judges. Abby Randall, the defending champ from the Tomato Vine, bringing her dish. Abby, what do we have?
So this is the shrimp mousse. It's on a crostini over a watercress salad that's with a tamarind vinaigrette, tamarind pickles on the side, and also a tamarind mustard garnish.
Take it away, champ. Here we go, gentlemen. And as Alex said earlier, you eat with your eyes. Wayne's also eating with his nose. Let's talk about the eye test. How does it do from the eye test?
It particularly on a day like today, this looks so fresh and it fits the day, and you feel good about it because it's a light dish, and I think it's well presented.
Okay. Antonio, portion size?
It is just enough, for one simple appetizer. But what I like is the different colors. You have a variety that is just making a very nice picture altogether.
Okay. And Dennis, I'll talk to the financial part of it. As a guy who's talking about this cost-effective appetizer?
Well, I think she probably wasted a lot of dill by putting that there. She probably could have put a little more dill if she's going to open the container. No, actually, this is pretty cool. Look at this. I mean, she's got low food cost on the bread, and she's got the vegetables. This is very effective dish. You probably charge. How much would you want to charge at?
Abby, the question is, how much would you charge for something like this?
I'd say 13.
Yeah, so we asked Abby, how much would you charge for an appetizer like this? And Abby said, how much would you pay? That's a good business answer. Yeah, please enjoy. Have a few bites and let us know what you think. So the champ has now got her dish up in front of the judges, and she's now already moving forward to the main. We have 3 minutes for the other two competitors, and they are now beginning to plate their dishes. Presentation, so much a part of this. I'm going to work my way back down to Mr. Kostrowski. He and Antonio discussing what they've experienced thus far. Wayne, what do you think?
I was just saying, what I really like about this dish is that, and Antonio said it even better, of course, he's the chef, but the contrast in here, it's got a little tartness to it. It's still a soft dish. You've got the slices to get the crunch going a little bit, and it's really got a lot. In a good dish, in my opinion, you've got a lot of different textures and flavors, and this meets it.
Perfect. Antonio, how important is that to have that contrast?
It's definitely combined with the first approach that you get is the looks, okay? But then you see that this is something that cleanses your palate, actually, because it's not sweet, but it's delicate in all the different aspects that it's presenting right here. So it's a very good dish, okay?
Perfect. Sounds like the champ is off to a strong start. All right. Now, I'm counting on you as my man on the street sort of guy, my everyday guy. You come into the restaurant, you get this as your appetizer, your reaction is?
My reaction is great. It's nice and light, and the thing that I like about it is that every piece to it you can eat, versus some of the stuff you got to push to the side because it's too funky. This is good. I like the I like the greens, and I like the the bread. It's great. It's perfect.
All right, I'll let you guys get about your business. I'm just going to pick up Dennis's sheet. Each chef has an actual scoring sheet for each one of the dishes that they will experience. And they're going to grade them on flavor, texture, color, plating. Each one of those 4 categories has a total of 5 points possible and a 20-point maximum. And what they'll do is they will score the first dish and the second dish, and from that we will emerge with our champion. Now, I'm screwing you up here, Dennis, because I stole your first course sheet. So I don't want there to be any problems later on. That's what I do. I'm supposed to help, and all I do is get in the way. But I'm a challenger, but I'm good at getting in the way. Alex, are you ready? I'm ready to go. Okay, let's do it. Let's present. All right, Alex, if you got a moment, I'm going to try to get out of the way so Chris can get a shot. Come here, my friend. No, come right by me. Can I take a quick photo? Sure. Take 2. I'm going to move you this way so I can just sneak in. All right. So you've just presented your dish. What have you given to the judges?
So we got pan-seared diver scallops on the bottom. You have a little bit of tamarind gelée, a salad of blonde frisée, Thai basil, and mint. The powder is a coconut, it's the white stuff on there. And then we have toasted crushed hazelnuts and a little bit of preserved lemon.
So for you, the coconut went into the powder used how?
Well, you take the coconut oil and emulsify it with tapioca maltodextrin.
Very nice. It looks beautiful. All right, let's see what the judges say, and we'll put you back to work. Give the judges an opportunity to experience that dish. Just going to take a peek down at Nathan. All right, Antonio, it looks like you've gotten into the scallop a little bit in the dish. What are your first impressions?
The flavor is captivating. It has an aroma that comes out just from the top of the caramelized bottom of the scallops. It's very, very unique and very intriguing. That's all I can say.
But that's interesting that you would say that it's unique and intriguing, because I think that you've, a guy who started Betty Crocker, you've experienced a few things in your life.
Yes, but in the Twin Cities there are a lot of blossoming promises, and this is evidence right here that new flavors can always add something better, to the food scene in the Twin Cities.
As a chef, how exciting is that for you when you walk into a restaurant or even come here tonight and you experience something and it's new for you?
It's very important. The first approach when I go into a restaurant, it's inhale the aroma. If it smells good, it tastes good.
Very nice. Wayne, you've had a career of finding things that really appeal to a lot of people. I mean, Tejas was one of those things when it started. It was new to this area, and it just fit. Everybody wanted that. You come in here and you try a dish like that. Is this something you can see having that kind of widespread appeal?
Yeah, particularly what's nice about this dish is that you find scallops on every menu. And the challenge to me with scallops is, what do you do with them? Don't overdo them. Don't overdress them. If you've got good scallops, don't mess with them. And these are done perfectly. The really nice part about this is the greens is a really wonderful surprise. It's got a really surprise flavor, kind of a little sweet and tart at the same time. This is a very well done scallop dish, and many times you go to other places and it's just basically over fussed. This is really perfect.
Very nice observation from Wayne Kostrowski. Dennis, I wanted to get you a chance for you to get into your scallop, and I see you've been able to do that. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's wonderful. They have all the different. They have the crunchiness, the sweet. So I think it's great how he took Alex took the coconut and just mixed everything together, and the taste is wonderful. How they put the salad, the greens with the crunchy. Great job. And I think the only thing I'd say, Alex, is if you're going to make money in this dish, one scallop. Just one scallop.
Okay, portion size hitting home. All right, we've still got our last dish from Nathan at McCormick and Schmick's. Whenever they're ready to present, Alex and Abby already well into their second round, but as we talked to Nathan earlier, they were multitasking, working forward. And I see the plates being picked up and they're on their way. And here he comes. All right, gentlemen, here comes your third appetizer. Courtesy of Nathan Soberg at McCormick and Schmick's. Okay, Nathan, if you got a moment. I love the visual presentation. Talk about that.
Well, I kind of played around with this a little bit in my head, and the coconut milk, I added a little bit of turmeric to it, so it kind of has just a little more color instead of just the white coconut milk. But it's seasoned with a lot of coriander, cumin, turmeric, a little bit of brown sugar for some sweetness. Put an edible flour on there just for a little more color.
So the flour is edible. It's not just there for the visual presentation.
Correct. Yes.
See, I would have pushed that. I'm just not that sophisticated. I'd have pushed it off to the side and I'd have wasted that. Okay, so and what is the main article that we have here in your appetizer?
That is the poached pear.
Poached pear, beautiful, beautiful. It's a very visual dish. I'll let you get back to your work. Very nicely done. Let the judges get into that a little bit. Wow. And they're already well at work on that second dish. No rest for the wicked. Never. If I try that at home, it's all over the floor. 2 seconds, it's all over the floor. My wife would be like, "What were you thinking?" Yeah, I won't try that at home. All right, Dennis, I'm going to come to you first this time. Wayne said earlier, the first dish that was presented by Abby, he said on a day like this, it's a really nice presentation. It's a little warm outside. It seemed like a very kind of refreshing meal. And now I'm looking at this dish with the pear and the fruit and the rest of it. It strikes me just from a visual presentation that same sort of way. What are your impressions of this appetizer?
Well, I think the contrast are the best things. You have the sweet pear, and then the tamarind spices and sort of the cumin flavor on the pear, and then the salad is the greens are really very, very refreshing, not overdone, and then you have the cheese. So this is probably as good a contrast as any dish. I love it.
It's a pretty stiff competition, isn't it?
Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible. Now what's the nice thing about this one? I think probably your food cost is what do you guys think about $1? $2? $2, that's right.
It always comes down to the dollars for Dennis. Antonio, your impressions of this dish?
Yeah, I like the progression. I'm pacing myself because I know that much more stuff is coming. But this is a nice conclusion to the 3 appetizers because the pear is sweet, and we tried something tart or a little zippy before, and this one is a nice ending to it. So if I could, I would eat all 3 of them in sequence, the exact way.
That's nice to have that variety. And Wayne, that's one of those things that has struck me about this, seeing this last year and then even today, is they know there's going to be sort of a surprise ingredient, and they get it, and then now they have to interpret it and incorporate it somehow. And we see 3 dishes, and they're so different. How exciting is that?
Well, I'm always impressed, not only this event, but every time I go out. I've been out of the restaurant business for a long time. This group, these 3 and hundreds of others in this town right now, you should all feel blessed that we've got this kind of talent in the Twin Cities. We didn't always have that. There was budding talent. There was some that were better than others, stood out. There is such a crop of young, passionate, excited culinary people now in this town. And this is an example of it. You've got 3 using similar ingredients, and it's really tough. I mean, as far as it's great and delicious, and then you put it down and you grab your pen and you go, oh no. These are very, very good dishes, and particularly in this last one, where he added the little orange to the tamarind for the salad is a really nice touch. And it's always good to have fruit in the first course.
He did say that the flour was edible. What sort of element did that add? Can you, for those of us who won't have the edible flour?
Well, it gives me another idea. This is for Mother's Day. You know, maybe I could just get a bouquet of that and cover brunch at the same time. Don't you think? Maybe
Two for one. Dennis would like that from a dollar standpoint.
Yeah. I'll go with his wallet and his budget on that. But no, that's the other thing is that some of those things used to be strange, and now they're more properly incorporated by this younger talent that says, you know, you're not just going to put something on there for the sake of it being on there. It's got to complement the rest of the dish, and I think that's where these great chefs in the Twin Cities are heading, is they're getting even smarter and more creative.
All right, Wayne makes a good point. We've got a great talent level in the Twin Cities. How about a big hand for all these chefs? They're through the appetizers. Cheer them on as they move into the main dishes. Well into it already. They talked about the multitasking and how they're moving in that preparation, and we continue to progress. We've got a few more people to come up and meet. Dave and Buster's in the house. Hi, and you are?
Jess Nowak.
Nice to meet you. Oh my God, I can see what you got. This is comfort food.
Yes. Baked macaroni and cheese and buffalo wings.
Who doesn't love macaroni and cheese and buffalo wings? How have you guys been doing here in Edina?
Great. Very good.
Community ready for you guys? If I come in there, and if we talked about it's sort of, you know, more comfort food, but do you have a specialty? Do you have something there that you say that this is never going to fail?
Yeah, we're on the 3rd floor of the Southdale Mall. I would book a party with us for do special events. We have a bunch of great deals.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming by. I got to stop by and get some of the wings before I go for sure. Thank you. Thanks, Jess. Nice job. All right. Edina Market joining us, and you've got a couple different things on the plate here. Can you tell us what we've got?
We have Indian samosas. We make it from scratch.
Okay, what is a samosa?
Samosa is like an appetizer for Indian culture with different sauces you can put on it. Yogurt sauce, a mint sauce.
And that's the pastry?
Pastry style, and it's vegetable in it. So potatoes and green peas and that kind of thing.
And then next?
The next one we have a pork slider. It's a pulled pork. We cook it overnight for almost 12 hours. And it's a slow process how we cook it. And with a tangy sauce on it. And it's done on 2.5-ounce bun. It's like a slider. And the other one is a chicken tostada. And this is like a corn tortilla on the top of a chicken, marinated chicken that we also cook in a slow process for 6 hours with different spices on it.
And are these all regular menu items?
Regular menu item. You can order it. You can take out it. We can to go or...
The sliders, we're getting into graduation party season. It would seem like that would be a great thing. You guys do catering also?
That's correct. We are catering also. And it's available in the menu. Love to see you folks come on over and try it, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. And we also have cold sandwiches, we have soups, we have desserts. We also do daily specials Monday to Friday. Like Monday we have pasta day, Tuesday we have meatloaf, potato tart hot dish. We also do Thursday the Mexican day, all enchiladas, tacos. And Friday we do pulled pork and barbecue ribs and that kind of thing.
Different theme every day. Where do people find you?
We are right on Cahill, 7102 Amundsen Avenue in Edina, right next to TJ Restaurant. So it's right closer to sites.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by. Yes. Have a great night. Thank you so much. All right. Where are we in the process? Okay, we still have about 20 minutes. All right. One of my favorite people, when I had left TV and went into PR, one of my first stops was Edina, and one of the first people I met was Shelley Loberg, and we've kind of maintained a relationship to where you were even brave enough to go out on the golf course with me last year and lived to tell.
I did. I did. It was a close one, though. I had to duck a few times.
There were a couple moments, what weren't there? There are always going to be. No, it was a great time. We played out here and had a wonderful time. What do you got going on tonight?
Well, I'm here helping sponsor this event, which is a great, snapshot of the wonderful dining that we have here in our community. And my job is to promote Edina for tourism. And so I do lots of events and just love to be visible in the community so that the local people know that they have a visitor bureau that's promoting their community.
Exactly that. You're the Visitors Bureau. You're promoting Edina to the rest of the state, the rest of the country, and people think about people coming here to shop. If they make a stop at that place near the airport, they also carve out time to come out here, don't they?
Yes, they often do. In fact, shopping is often a number one activity of a tourist or a visitor from an outside market. And some of the Twin Cities has a very vibrant tourism market, and lots of people come from Des Moines or Sioux Falls or Fargo, and they don't have a lot of the amenities that we have here in the Twin Cities, and namely the shopping, and Edina has fabulous shopping.
And the other thing you have that a lot of places just don't have, you have a main street and you have all of these restaurants right within walking distance of each other. I mean, you could almost take that for granted, but that would be a mistake.
Yes, what's great about this city is it's very thoughtfully planned and developed. So many of the retail areas are really walkable. So you can go to 50th and France and you can park for free. You can walk that whole area. And a lot of people don't maybe know that the Galleria and Southdale areas are all very connected and walkable too through the Edina Promenade.
Did I miss anything? Is there anything else you want to say before I let you go?
Nope, just everybody have a great time. Please take advantage of the wine and beer sales at Edina Liquor going on right now. They're here promoting their business and their sales that they have going on in their stores right now. So go shopping at Edina Liquor.
Now, are they stopping up here to talk to us? Because I know they've got a new feature coming.
Yes.
Okay, they are. So we're going to keep that a secret for now. I won't blow that one. Shelley Loberg, everybody. Thank you much, Shelley. All right, man. It's happening here. All right, Alex, you've already got, you're well into the process. What are we working on?
We're working on the flank steaks now. They've been marinating for about 20 minutes. We're just going to pan sear them in a hot pan, baste them with a nice brown butter. We're just going to rest them out right now, and then we'll pick them back up in butter in a little bit.
So you didn't marinate them overnight or anything, just 20 minutes?
Yeah. Yep, just a little bit, just a little touch. That's good.
What are you going to add to the flank steak?
So we're going to have a fresh ramp pesto. Then we're going to have smashed purple fingerling potatoes and kombu dashi.
Smashed, crippled what?
Smashed purple fingerling potatoes. It's a mouthful.
I've had those before, but it was always unintentional.
Right.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to move on down to our defending champ, hard at work. Abby, what are you working on?
Well, this is a corn relish that I made with some tamarind. So it's toasted corn relish. It's got basil. It's got a little bit of tamarind, some red pepper, and
Standing over it, I can get the smell coming right up here. What are you going to be adding it to? What's your dish?
so it's pork medallions over a coconut wild rice pilaf, and then it has a gastrique with it's a cranberry tamarind gastrique, this corn relish on top, and some bacon seared Brussels sprouts.
All right, get back to it, champ. Thank you very much. Wow. And Nathan, have you got a minute for us? What are you working on?
We're going to have seared scallops, and it's going to be served with a coconut lime beurre blanc and a tamarind chili glaze.
And you heard those guys talking about the last scallops they had down there. They sound like the bar's been set pretty high. Are you intimidated by that?
Not at all.
All right, bring it. We love it. It's what you guys do. It's sort of your DNA at McCormick and Schmick's, isn't it?
Say that one more time.
You're kind of your DNA, seafood. I mean, this is where you guys live.
This is our lifeblood, yes.
Perfect. All right. You've heard it. Gauntlet's been thrown down. McCormick and Schmick's not swayed in the least. Make my way down here again. Run the gauntlet. Dennis, you look out here and you see all these people and you see all the restaurants that are here and the different venues that have come to be a part of this. How vital is that when it comes to kind of keeping that whole spirit and the awareness of the business opportunities and options that are available here in Edina?
Well, I think it's great. I mean, Edina, I was involved with Parasoli for a number of years here in Edina, and this was always their base. But one of the things I wanted to say, Tim, was one of the things Wayne said. I've traveled a lot, been involved with the restaurant scene all over the country, and Minneapolis may have the best, not just in terms of food, but in terms of people wanting to be involved. If a young chef opens a restaurant, if it's not me, it's somebody else that's willing to invest in those restaurants. And there's no other place. If you go to New York, the cost is too prohibitive. But we have the best group of investors, bankers, and other things that are willing to take a chance on restaurants. And in fact, most places you go into a bank and you say you're going to open a restaurant, they say, what? And they ask you to leave. And but here in Minneapolis, in the Twin Cities, not just here, and St. Paul is becoming just a huge area. So we talk about Edina. Edina is just a great place. It has that urban, suburban feel. And we've had some great restaurants. Salute started here, and Wayne's Teja was here, and just have so many good things. Pittsburgh Blue is here, and so you've got these great restaurants in Edina.
Very supportive, and we're looking out and seeing all the people that are supporting these restaurants and becoming aware of this. Now, Wayne and Dennis have both talked about this, and you've been in this community for quite some time. Is this the high point right now for what you're seeing as far as the talent level when it comes to the chefs and the offerings at the restaurants in the Twin Cities area and perhaps even Edina specifically?
Definitely. There is a great hope here. There is a continuing evolution, and there is always someone that comes up with some creative ideas that brings some fresh flavors and new perspective to the Italian, not just the Italian, all ethnic, and even the new American type of flavors that are developing.
How exciting as a chef for you is that when you walk into some place and you encounter something that you haven't seen before?
I feel like at home.
You love that?
I love that.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, Dr. Kostrowski talked about the history of your Tejas and you being in this community, and you talked about the kind of the vitality of the total market. But something like Edina, I wonder if the people know just how fortunate they are to have the options that they do right in their backyard.
I'd say no. I think a lot of people here, realize that. But, our family has lived here for 28 years, right? 4 blocks from 50th in France. I had Tejas right there, et cetera. And I'll tell you that it's so exciting to watch the evolution of the restaurants in Edina. Of course, generally the focus is on what's downtown and what's the new thing, et cetera. But I'll tell you the other thing about it, and Dennis will back me up on this. If you like restaurants here in Edina, if you like whatever restaurants you got, go there. I mean, one thing that used to drive me crazy is someone said, boy, I love Goodfellas, that's terrific. We always come there once a year for our anniversary. Well, there are other bills to pay every once in a while, so maybe you'd want to come for some birthdays or whatever. But my point is, the restaurant scene in Edina right now is better than I've ever seen it, and I think there's even better, more to come. And the best part about it is that they are, in essence, the overword term, chef-driven. I mean, the dishes you're finding are really being created here. They're not being created in a corporate kitchen somewhere. So if you live in Edina, you come to Edina, and you like the restaurants here, bring your friends here. Tell them it's okay to come to Edina. There are no borders there anymore. We're okay. Everybody can come in. But check it out. If you want your restaurant, your favorite restaurant to be there for a long time, go there.
Give them some business. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Wayne. And we do have some more businesses here and some more offerings. Want to make sure people get a shot? Oh, okay. The Hilltop. Now, how long have you guys been there?
Gosh, next year will be 40 years.
40 years.
Yeah. Next year we're gonna throw a big party for my dad. It's gonna be good.
You know what? And it is good. I mean, you guys, you just knock it out of the park. What have you got for us tonight?
So tonight we did a pulled pork slider, which is kind of a mini rendition of what we do in the store. We do a pulled pork sandwich, but it's got a homemade slaw, pickle, and then our pulled pork. We actually do it with cheese in the store, so this is a modified rendition.
It's kind of a special night for that.
Right, exactly. Kind of hard to melt the cheese,
I'm going to interrupt because I'm going to shamelessly promote this restaurant and this guy. This is an example of what happens with great restaurants, and they're passed down in generation to generation. You know, your dad Ken had a great restaurant for many years. Then you bring in this youth movement here. He changes the face of it. The food has never been better there, and kudos to everybody there. The Hilltop, if you haven't been to the Hilltop, make sure you go there once and then come back every single week, because any time of the day you're going to love it. There, no check involved, no payment. I love that restaurant.
Thanks, Wayne. Appreciate it. We should give some credit over here. So Chef Bruce has actually been with my dad for almost that entire time, about 40 years, which is kind of unheard of in this business, and we're pretty grateful for everything that he contributes to the store.
And Wayne was just talking about the consistency of the food as it passes through generations, but it comes down to retaining talent.
Absolutely. He is so gifted and creative, and the time and the commitment. Nobody realizes what it really takes to run a kitchen and run a restaurant, so we're very grateful.
We're grateful to have you here. It's here for the Hilltop, everybody.
I think I'm supposed to say something about voting for your favorite restaurant on Instagram using the hashtag #VoteTasteOfEdina, and you should probably do another hashtag, The Hilltop.
I'm sure that was something I was supposed to know.
But I got your back.
And didn't, and I needed
but I
that.
got your back.
So just one more time, what are we supposed to do?
I think we're supposed to vote for our favorite restaurant. It says hashtag The Hilltop. No, it says hashtag vote for Taste of Edina.
Yep.
Enjoy.
On Instagram or Twitter, using the hashtags. There you go. We'll get a shot of that from Chris, too. Vote Taste of Edina. Get her done. All right. Thank you so much. Yep. Thanks for stopping by. All right. How we doing on time? Got about 10 minutes? Oh, all right. Edina Liquor. This is Josh.
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
Good, sir. How are you?
Outstanding. Just happy to be here and being a part of this event and supporting the Chamber of Commerce, and really allowing Edina Liquors to kind of showcase a little bit about what we're about.
You guys are kind of a special thing, and I almost let it slip, because I think there's an announcement you're supposed to make, because you guys have a new feature coming.
That's right. So there's a few announcements that I need to make, actually. So one, I just want to remind everybody to get out there and enter for a chance to win a pretty nice bottle of Cabernet. You can sign up just right on the back side of the entry there, or how you came in. Sign up sheets there. But we also have our spring sale that's going on right now at the stores, which is a very, very big part of our year. So this week in particular, it's a little bit different than we've done it in years past. This week we're really highlighting the Minnesota craft brewers. So you'll see a very special discount on any of the brewers that you're out here trying today. Next week it's going to be all about our craft spirits. So again, all the Minnesota local distillers and craft spirit manufacturers. So you're going to have special offers from them there. And then we'll wind down the end of this month with some really, really awesome deals on all of the great wine selections that we have at all three of our locations.
Very nice. Home delivery?
Delivery is certainly coming soon. It's on the docket. We were hoping to have it up and running by now, but it's certainly on the horizon.
We're working on it.
Absolutely.
What does Edina Liquors mean to the community? What do you do for the community?
Oh man, a lot of things. We support the art scene. We support our parks. We help keep the taxes low for the taxpayers in the town. So a lot of things. And it's just a tremendous way for us to really give all of those profits back. So everything that comes in does go back to the residents of Edina and the residents of our surrounding communities that have an opportunity to partake in some of the parks and all the other things around here that we have to offer.
It's a win-win.
Absolutely.
All right, Josh, nice job.
All right, thank you much.
All right, Edina Liquors, everybody. They're working on that home delivery. It's coming. They're working on it. Man, speaking of working on it, look at these dishes. Chris is going to start down there with McCormick and Schmick's and work his way down. Beautiful. They're starting the presentation. Abby hard at work. And it really is an art that we're observing here. Working in tandem. Each chef working on his part of the dish. Do you ever have an occasion where you do your part, you're spreading the sauce out, and you go, dude, you just did the vegetables all wrong?
Oh, all the time, especially with this guy. Or we bump elbows. We bump elbows and mess it all up.
Do you have to decide who calls the shots? Like you're in a support role for Nathan?
Yes. Yeah, normally you have a lead and a follow. So
Is it tough to kind of switch hats, or are you okay with that?
I'm okay with it. It gives him a chance to shine.
Tell us about Nathan as a chef.
He's all about it. I mean, he's great with the crew. Comes in, does what he has to do, and I couldn't ask for anything better.
That's why you guys are McCormick and Schmicks. That's why you produce what you do. All right, let me let you get back at it. You guys are close. Scallops on their way. How's it coming, champ?
It's doing good. Just waiting on the pork.
The pork's still working.
Yeah, it's got to set for a minute.
How far out are you from presenting?
5 minutes tops.
5 minutes. Okay, gives us something to look forward to. Hi, and you are?
Becca Camacho.
And obviously the right-hand person for Abby tonight. Are you guys partners in crime?
She's my old neighbor, and so I just help her out when she needs help.
So you just roped her in for tonight.
Yeah, honestly, last year when I met Becca, like I worked with her a few times, and she's awesome with flavor. She knows what she's doing, and we work really well together. So I called her up, said, hey.
Very cool. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We're getting down there. The flank steak being cut. How's it coming, chef?
Coming great.
Where you want to be at this time? 5 minutes to go.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Perfect. Excellent. Well, it looks, I wish you all could come up here and smell this too. You can see the presentation of the flank steak. Man. Wow. All right, we are inside of 5 minutes. Presentation happening for all three chefs. Good to see you. You sure? Okay. All right, we're getting close, everybody. They are working on them. Abby, the champ, starting to plate her dish. Alex from Lela. Oh, the guys from, you guys are ready. Let's do it. McCormick and Schmicks, who presented last with the appetizer, are going to be first with the main. I love it. Let's change it up. Nathan's on the way. That'll get Wayne Kostrowski back to his chair. All right, Nathan, and if you would again, come on over to me. Chris is going to get a shot of the dish. What do we have for the judges?
All right, for the entree, we have seared scallops. It's paired with a coconut lime beurre blanc and a tamarind chili glaze. The tamarind chili glaze does have a bit of a kick to it, so use with caution. The veg is kohlrabi and bell peppers, sauteed in a little bit of shallots and garlic, and it's garnished with a little bit of just toasted coconut flakes.
And you put the little bit of sauce well to the outside on the plate. It's an optional.
Exactly.
All right, it looks beautiful. Well done, well done. Thank you. Hey, big hand for Nathan and his team from McCormick and Schmicks. Let the judges get into those scallops. Oh, man. Lela getting close. And the champ from the Tomato Vine coming up. Antonio starting to score his dish. This is where the rubber hits the road. Not the first time they've had scallops tonight. All right, Dennis, before you start to score, I don't want to dull your memory of what you just had, but what are your first impressions of the main course?
I love the, I particularly love the vegetable. I love the heat. Scallops, I think, the scallops could have been a little crispier on the outside. And I think 3 scallops is a lot at those size, too.
Again, coming down to the dollars on the meal.
Dollars. The nice thing about the vegetables here, those are well priced.
Well priced vegetables. All right, Antonio, my friend, first impressions of the main course from Lela.
This has a nice visual appeal. It has an amazing texture on the vegetables. They're crisp to the right point. The scallops could have been cooked a little longer, I think, but overall, it passes the grade.
What did you think of the sauce, the heat they put on the exterior of the plate?
You just have to take it in moderate amounts.
A little bit. And I said Lela, and it is McCormick and Schmick, so I want to correct myself on that. And I'll give Mr. Kostrowski an opportunity to weigh in on this. Your impressions of the dish, sir.
I just tried the sauce on the side, so
Do you want some water?
I'm going to cry for a little bit. No, I like that, and you don't take it separately. You move it into the dish, and you take it with one of the other ingredients on the dish, and it's really good because it cools it down. These vegetables are perfect. They're really, and as Antonio said, I think the first thing I noticed when the dish came out is the color. There's a lot of good color combination underneath the scallops, and it's a good dish.
All right, we have a strong start for the main dish coming in from McCormick and Schmick's. And it looks like Leila's ready to go. Are you guys ready? We're ready to go. Okay. If you gentlemen just want to slide your plates forward whenever you're finished, we'll let Lela get that dish to you while it's still warm. You may want to hang on to your cutlery. Okay, you guys want to make sure you get your silverware back before you lose that. You'll be no good without it. All right, Alex, I'll work my way over to you. What do we have?
All right, so we're doing a marinated flank steak with tamarind and the coconut. We got both of those in there. The smashed purple potatoes in a dashi broth made with ginger, lemongrass, cilantro, mushrooms, all that good stuff. Kombu, a little shoyu, white soy sauce. And then the pesto is out of fresh ramp, and then we have other fresh herbs in there as well. The powder is a sesame powder using sesame oil and, again, tapioca maltodextrin. And then we have a braised bok choy and ramp, and a little bit of micro cilantro and sweetie drop peppers.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
Complicated dish.
A little bit, a little bit.
Kind of a special thing tonight. You just went all the way out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I love it. Nice job, Alex. Let's give them a chance to try the dish. See what they make of that. Again, from a visual standpoint, I mean, Chris got some outstanding pictures of that fabulous looking dish. Let them get a chance to get that started. While they're eating, I just want to say a thank you to some of our sponsors, U.S. Bank, Flex Perks, Weston Edina Galleria, Edina Liquor, Explore Edina, Blue Cross Blue Shield, PSAV. Of course, big thanks to our competing chefs. City of Edina, Josh Furbish and the staff at Edina Liquor. Josh stopping by, appreciate that. All right, Dennis is moving to the score sheet. So I'm going to ask for your first impressions of the meal provided by Lela.
Boy, it's a lot of food, and the tastes are great. I love the vegetables, the flavor, the tamarind in there. The steak is good. I think I could have done without the sauce, a little less sauce, but it's very good, very good.
Excellent. The smell is fantastic. It's one of those things standing near you guys as you're eating it. It just, the aroma is wonderful. Antonio.
Well, I was very impressed that after to seeing all the smoke in the room, nothing got burnt anyway. One. Number two, it's an amazing combination of different flavors. There is a complete rainbow of flavors and colors in here. But the meat, which is the main component, absorbed a very nice infused flavor of the sauce. That's why we asked for the special spoon, because we want to taste the sauce. Okay? This can be a complete meal on its own.
I thought that too. Looking at it, it almost had like a soup component to it. Something that I thought would be on a, on a colder day, something that maybe would really warm you.
This would be a great fall dish. But I agree too. I think the thing that comes out the most is the variety of the flavors. You literally can go around the plate and get different flavors and different textures, and then it's all tied together with the sauce as well. But I think it's a very creative, very bold dish. I mean, I think it's took some good chances here, and I think it worked out. Yeah,
you heard Alex. We asked him what was going on in the dish, and he named about 20 different things. I mean, really an aggressive and ingenious sort of. He didn't take the night off, did he?
No, he didn't. I would imagine that some chefs write things down. So if he wrote this, it would be a small book, I think, of all the ingredients in there. And he does it from memory. I mean, these guys. That's the other thing is that I'm struggling. What is it? A half a what? Okay, but this is a complete dish, and it works very well for a second course.
All right, I'll give you a chance to cleanse your palate, because I'm looking down and I see Abby, our champ, and her partner there are ready to present as well. So we'll give a chance for the dishes to be cleared, and we'll get the tomato vine, the defending champion, to present her main dish. And we will let the judges then put their heads together, talk about what they've got. And we'll score it again for this year. Pens are at work. Okay, Abby, I think when you're ready, we're ready for you. Here she is, your defending champ. All right, Abby. Abby Randall from the Tomato Vine. What do we have for your main dish?
All right, so we have a pork loin that's been marinated with a chili tamarind glaze. The wild rice pilaf actually has toasted coconut in it and some pecans. There's a corn relish on top that has tamarind in it as well, with some fresh basil, and then the cranberry and tamarind gastrique.
So you get to this point in the night, and you've done all this. You're trying to remember everything that goes into it. I mean, is it just a blur?
Well, I forgot to mention there's also bacon-seared Brussels sprouts, too. So, yes.
You forgot to mention what?
Bacon-seared Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, you can't leave out the bacon. Yeah, you can't leave out the bacon. I remember last year, we were talking about last year, one of the chefs you went against had bacon in everything. So tonight you brought the bacon.
I did. You can't go wrong, really.
No, you never can. Nice to see you again. We'll see what the judges have to say about your dish. Wow. You had these 3 different restaurants, these 3 different chefs, their staff, all approaching this with common ingredients and all taking very different tracks, producing these fabulous dishes. Obviously, from an eye candy standpoint, beautiful in their presentation. And you can see how seriously the judges take this duty as well. I mean, it's a nice honor to have this, but I mean, yeah, it's good work if you can get it, right, Antonio?
This is a very impressive dish. You can tell just not only from the looks, but as soon as you get the first bite, that the chef has paid very close attention to all of the details going into the dish. Okay, it's a serious statement of what real cuisine should be.
Oh, it's very nice praise. All right, from a cost standpoint, you just had the flank steak, you had the scallops, and now you've moved on to pork. How do you feel about this, Dennis?
Well, I think this is a tremendous dish for the price, food cost. The pork is great, and everybody knows that pork's the other red meat, right? And so so it's got a great price on that, and the Brussels sprouts and the vegetables. Just a really nice dish.
Excellent. All right, Dennis Monroe giving it the thumbs up. We'll work our way down to Dr. Strosky, who's had an opportunity to get into the pork a little bit. Your impressions?
Okay, you're supposed to be fair and level-headed and like a judge is supposed to be. Sure. I will blurt it out. This is the best dish of the night as far as I'm concerned. There's a lot of reasons for that. Everybody had great dishes. I'm just saying this one is a little bit up there. And the use of the two ingredients, to me, are the best, the most creative, because it's not obvious it's in there until you taste it, and you can tell that it's in there. The tamarind and the coconut, and the common, everything is cooked perfectly. Even everybody likes vegetables and such. Normally they're overburnt. This is a really well done dish. Good textures, combination of textures, and the meat is perfect. Really good dish.
And she's always so pleasant. And last year she was on the eve of her wedding. She was never flustered. She was never frustrated. And she strikes you as this thing. But I mean, she's the real deal.
I think she needs some pressure in her life. Because you'll get even better, right? You got to have something else going on. But this is hats off to you. They're a very good dish.
All right. So, Dennis, you've talked a couple times about the economics of having a restaurant and what it takes to be successful. Where does it come into retaining talent? If you know you have a chef who's doing something special, how does that have to factor into retention?
Oh, you have to give them a piece of the restaurant. You have to have some ownership. And the sooner you provide ownership to key restaurant people, the longer you will keep them. And then when you do the next restaurant, if you do another one together, they have another piece of that. So it has to be an ownership interest, because otherwise these chefs can go the next great place and they can move on. Same with servers, same with everyone in the restaurant. Really needs to be ownership participation to make an effective restaurant. And these guys are all deserving of an ownership interest, no doubt.
Yeah, a lot of talent up here in this stage tonight. We appreciate them coming out here and taking part. We have a drawing. Okay. Okay. This is the special bottle of Cabernet? Okay, so we have a drawing for a bottle of Cabernet from Edina Liquors. All right. Oh, boy. Okay. We've got a winner. I don't know if I'm going to be close on the name or not, but I'm going to do my best. Nefu, N-E-F-U, Arjui, A-R-J, looks like U-U-E. We close? Okay, we're about to find out how far off I was. Come on over. Come on up, dear. Let me apologize, because I always want to get names right, and
my handwriting probably sucks because it's a T, it's not an F, it's Nitu.
Nitu, it's a T. Okay,
Yes.
And your last name?
Arjun.
Okay, so I wasn't that far off on the last name anyway. You won the bottle of wine. Please, go ahead, Josh.
School Cabernet, thank you very much.
Congratulations, you're winner of the cab. Congratulations, have a wonderful night. Yep, all right, there we go. Starting to clean things up. The judges are working on their scoring. One more time, big hand for our participants tonight. McCormick and Schmicks, Lela, and the Tomato Vine. Thank you all for coming here tonight and giving your time and talents. A lot of hard work put out. A lot of compliments from our panel of expert judges. Antonio, you've done this now a couple different times. What would you say about the level of the dishes you were presented tonight?
Well, we're moving forward, and I see there is an elevation to the final flavors, especially that we got in the last few dishes. They're really, really coming forward with something that is notable and promising. I wish the best of luck to all of these very good talents.
All right, Dennis, your first time serving as a judge in this event. What were your impressions?
Well, I'm amazed at the mastery of the use of ingredients by the chefs. Just a variety, everything from flours to corn to Brussels sprouts to scallops to pork to beef to you name it, pears. Just the way that they master all these different ingredients. It's almost like an artist that has all these different colors and they know how to put them on the canvas. It's just wonderful just to see the talent.
All right, and speaking of talent, you got an opportunity, Wayne, to experience these 2 dishes from each one of these 3 restaurants. And how did the chefs do just on a general grade tonight?
Well, I tell you, I wasn't here last year, but the 2 previous years, and it's amazing, and it's exciting, and it's really fun to see. It just keeps moving up. And like I said earlier, I think the talent that is in these restaurants and all the restaurants here in Edina is much different than it was even 5-10 years ago, certainly 10 years ago. The other thing I'll say is something that Dennis said is really important is that when you get a really talented chef, you want to hold on to that, him or her. But the other thing is that the talent level of a good chef is not just on the plate. They've got to teach so many other people in the kitchen to do that without them looking or without them there, because they can't be there 24/7. And I think that's another level of talent that's happening in the Twin Cities and even in Edina as well, is that these chefs are teaching the next generation of really sharp folks and line cooks and everything else. And to put out, these dishes here is one thing. To put out a few hundred every night exactly the same way and the way it was created, that's a challenge. And hats off to these guys and to the women as well that dedicate their life to this industry. I love it. I'm always amazed to see how it keeps moving up. So kudos.
Yeah, and you point out a good thing. I mean, somebody may be coming into your restaurant for the very first time. You may only get that one chance to impress them. So, I mean, how difficult is that to keep producing food, on a rotating basis and hitting that level of quality? Okay, the judging is so close, the scoring is so close, they're going over this one more time with the judges to make sure that we get the right winner tonight. It is razor's edge. That's how much the difference is between first and second place. So we're going over the scoring right now. Cleanup has already begun. The effort that these people put forward tonight to come here and participate in this is fantastic. I'm not aware of any other event that's like this. So hats off to Edina and the people that put on this event for just what a wonderful affair this is, and a great example of the talent that you have right here in your community. It's fabulous, fabulous event. I don't know about you, the tension is killing me. It doesn't look like it's bothering our chefs. They're just going about their business, doing their thing, moving on to the next thing. There's a trophy at stake, but more than that, the pride involved in being that champion. The discussions have been had. They're going over the scoring tally even as we speak. Wow. We did not have this sort of drama associated with last year's event. I'm blaming Dennis. No pressure. No pressure. The pressure was on them, and they all performed at that high level. Wonderful thing. All right, here we go. Our scores are in. Now, the scoring was incredibly close this year. So want to thank and appreciate everybody who was here tonight for the representation. Here are your final scores. Coming in third place, Nathan Soberg, McCormick and Schmicks. Good job, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys taking part. All right, there was, as I talked about earlier, there was 2 courses, and for each one, there was 4 different scoring categories at 5 points each for a total of 20 points possible. The difference between our winners and our second place restaurant, 1 point. 1. Our second place runner-up is Alex Armour, Lela Restaurant. Which means, for the second year in a row, she may be tiny, but she's mighty. Abby Randall from the Tomato Vine. Wow. Let me work my way down here, scoot across you. Congratulations. How do you do this?
I don't know. I really enjoy it, and I guess it comes through.
You never seem like you're stressed or nervous or whatever. And you told me earlier that this isn't, the business is crazy. You have to really, it has to be a passion, doesn't it?
Yeah, it definitely does.
What do you say about your competitors?
They're amazing. I saw their plates. It looked fantastic, and I heard the judges, and I was definitely worried. But yeah, and honestly, the fact that it came down to such a close score was, kind of reassuring, but this is awesome.
Okay, so any chance we'll have you back next year trying to go for the three-peat?
Why not?
All right, big hand for Abby and all of our restaurants, McCormick and Schmicks, Lela, and the Tomato Vine. Thank you to everybody for coming out here tonight, for taking part in the competition, and thank you for stopping by and taking a look. Make sure you get around, visit as many people as possible, and after this event goes away, do this again right in your community. You guys have a wonderful gift here in Edina. All these great restaurants, all this talent. Wonderful, wonderful event. Thank you to the people who organized this event for allowing me to take part. I love this event, and just consider me an honorary Edina resident until I can get here for real, and we'll work on that. All right. God bless everybody. Have a great night. Thank you.